Ha! New guitar day. Okay, so I know I just did a new guitar day video with my Wolf AIO guitar, and honestly, I did not think the two would be coming so close together. When I ordered this one, it was backlogged. It was a pre-release. It was one of those things when you order on the website, they're like, hey, this is a pre-order. We'll let you know when the actual item ships. I thought this was months out coming, and turns out it was not quite as far out as I thought it was going to be. So, new guitar day. This is one that I've really been looking forward to, and I'll explain more when I get into it. But for now, let's do some snaps. Let's open it up, see what we got. See when we get there. And bam! All right, we had a box within a box. Go figure, right? Pulled this out. This is what we got. This is what we see. And, yeah, dead giveaway. What do we have here? We have a Squier by Fender. I'm super excited about this. So, when this was announced, I think it was either the beginning of this year or the end of last year, I was very excited for this guitar, mostly because of the coloration. I've been kind of on this color bend recently, and 2, because I don't own a Squier, and 3, because I don't own this particular model of guitar. This is very new for me. It was actually really cheap for the specs. I think Fender/Squier is really killing it with the specs. For the price range, they're trying to match some of their other competitors, or maybe some of their competitors are trying to match them. Not sure. Either way, I'm really stoked for this, and I think you can see all the way through this wrap already. You can guess what this is, but I'm going to try and unwrap this as best I can with one hand while I'm holding the phone here. Pop this off. And right away from the headstock, we can see this is a Telecaster. But what Telecaster? Let's get further down. What's up, Mitsu? There's my skittery assistant right there, hopping around. He's not really sure what to make of it. He doesn't really appreciate new guitar days. I do, of course. But he's a little skittery, just by his nature. Okay. I love it. Okay, so this is the Squier by... Sorry, I said that wrong. This is the Esquire by Squier. I'm going to bring up a spec sheet. We'll talk about it here in a few minutes. I need to get some of this stuff taken off, like the tag here. I need to get some stickers off of it. I need to get the plastic off of the pickups. Once all that is done, I'll be back with the spec sheet. We'll talk a little bit about the specs in this thing, and then we'll do some sound demos. I should mention that this is actually going to be up for some of my modification projects. I've got a new pickup that I'm going to order for this, and I've got a neck that's already being shipped and is on its way for it. I was actually kind of hoping that I would hate the neck and that I would hate the pickup, so I would feel more justified in the modifications I was planning to put into it. But just looking at it, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that. I don't know, maybe the neck is a little messed up. Kind of doubting it just by the first glance. There's a big old sticker on the first box that you open that says, "We know you want to open your instrument, but due to changes in temperature, they could really screw up the wood." Mostly they're referring to the neck there, but since I had already planned on changing out the neck, I didn't really care. But looks like that may not be an issue from the get-go. Anyway, loving the color, loving the first looks. I'm going to grab the spec sheet, and I'll be back with you. Give me a minute. And all right, so we're done with that recording session, and had a little bit of time with this guitar, and there's definitely some feedback I got here. First and foremost, the pickup. I said at the beginning of the video that I was going to order a new one and put it in, and to be honest, when I started recording first playthroughs and stuff, it sounded okay, it was fine. The only thing that was kind of strange about it is normally when you're playing with, distorted overdrive tones, you tend to play with the volume pot and the tone pot maxed out. I did that, and it just kept giving me this tinny sound. It didn't matter what amp or what cab I was using. It just kept giving me this tinny, metally, kind of ringing sound, especially with the chugs, and wasn't a big fan. That went away immediately after I zeroed out the tone pot, but it kind of got me thinking and wondering whether or not I would still change out the pickup. I started going, meh, not going to change it out, not worth it, and then as I played more, I kind of got myself thinking, yeah, maybe I will swap it out, but I'm not going to order anything. So where I kind of ended up with it is when I'm done with some of these other modifications, including the neck, like I mentioned, I'm going to go to my local music store and have this thing set up, make sure that I don't miss anything, make sure that the alignment and the intonation and everything is fine. And if they have a pickup that maybe a used one or maybe a cheap one, then yeah, maybe I'll get this one swapped out. And if not, no worries, I'll keep the stock one in. But there are some other things that I noticed, and the neck isn't as fantastic as I thought it was. There are a few cosmetic issues. There are a few playability issues. I don't know how easily the camera is going to pick this up, but there are some finish and I don't want to say defects, but some small problems. For example, you can see down here at the base there's some issues with the fretboard finishing right here. And then a little bit further up, there's some of these like little pock marks in the wood, in the fretboard wood. They're popping out next to the fret. That's not fantastic. And then let me turn this thing around and I'll show you another problem. While I was playing, I noticed that the finishing on the neck was incomplete. It's, I don't know if it was sanded off or maybe it just wasn't complete at all. And I know the camera isn't going to pick this up, but when I'm running my fingers and my hand up and down right here, it's completely raw. It's unfinished. There's no sanding on it. There's no anything on it. There's actually just rough wood that I can feel. And that's not all over the entirety of the neck. Most of it was fine. To be honest with you, my technical skills and my playing skills are just, they're so non-existent that I don't even get down this far on the fretboard. I don't play the wheedly wheedlies. I wish I could. I'll learn, but right now I can't. But it's still something that I notice when I'm playing, and it does bug my hands a little bit. I don't like feeling that rough wood under my fingers. There's a difference between feeling the grain of a wood and feeling just, wood of the neck. That's fine, but when it's this rough, not a big fan. You can see, some of it right here, just a little bit. Yeah, don't like it. Anyway, I am going to, like I said, change out this neck. I've got a cool one that I think is going to fit this guitar really well. And then depending on what I find at my local music store when I take it in for a setup, I will maybe or maybe not change out the pickup. But then I'll be back and we'll go from there. Until then, see you guys. We'll do another snap. It's back! And I am so excited, way more excited than I thought I would be. So, what all has changed on this thing? First and foremost, I did end up swapping out the pickup. My local music store where I had the setup done had a Seymour Duncan JB. I've always wanted to try one, see how it sounded. And when I brought the guitar in, I was talking with the guy, and he brought up a point that the tinny, metally, ringy stuff that I was talking about before could actually be the tone pot, or it could be the pickup. Now that I've swapped out the pickup and had a little bit of chance to play with this instrument, I can safely say that it was the pickup itself. Even with the tone pot maxed out, I'm no longer getting that metally, tinny, ringy sound. It is non-existent. So absolutely a worthwhile upgrade. But let's get to the star of the show. This is the Fender Baritone Subsonic Telecaster replacement neck. I was a little concerned when I bought this because the fretboard finish is super gloss, like ultra gloss. I don't have a problem with maple. I like the feel of maple on a fretboard, but I wasn't sure how I would feel about that finish. And actually, after playing it for a little bit, it's not bad. I kind of like it. It feels like glass under my fingers. Anyway, with the swap out of this neck, we went from a 25.5 scale length to a 27-inch baritone scale length. And the last upgrade I made were these Hipshot locking tuners. I've got these on a number of my instruments. I love them. They're dependable. They're reliable. They are definitely a worthwhile upgrade, especially since they're not that expensive. All right, let's go ahead and plug this in. Let's get some tones. Let's do some samples. We'll do a comparison, and then we'll talk just a little bit more about the guitar. Give me a minute.
Well, that went something. Let's talk about some of the complaints that I had. I had a little bit of time to reflect, and I realized that all the complaints that I had, I really shouldn't have been complaining about. The fact of the matter is, this is a $200 guitar. Even now on Sweetwater, this is $199.99 plus shipping. For $200, I don't really get to complain, and honestly, if I have any complaints, which I already voiced, I can change them, I can mod them, and that's exactly what we did. Regarding those modifications, I actually thought they were quite worthwhile. The pickup no longer gives me that tinny ringy sound. That's gone. I love that. The neck makes the guitar go from, playable to enjoyable. And even with my terrible playing skills, I was really able to just enjoy myself and have a good time, which for me is the overall purpose. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a little mod project of mine. It's been fun. I hope you take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. I'll see you later.